Hello, again on Monday morning, October the 10th in 2016. I feel the need to make a short little video with some English words, because I have made so very interesting, from my view, videos in the past weeks, not clockwise as before, but with very interesting themes, and I could organize last Monday a very interesting man, Professor Dr. Heinrich Wohlmeyer from Austria, a well-known scientist, and I guess it's a pity that not all people understood our, yes, it was not only very strict, serious and very high rated. It was in parts irony, cynicism, and tragically a description of situations we have. And okay, he had brought the serious part in our disputation, as we said. It was a funny 1 hour with him, and the total video, I guess it was a success, although the telephone line was interrupted always after 5 minutes. It was in one side funny, on the other hand completely stupid. But I said often in the past videos, I move and I conquered for myself the wood here in the area, and here in Germany, in Sauerland, I call it Sauerland, but the name is Sauerland, has nothing to do with saw and sour. I bring it in this combination. No, wood, endless woods, 10-12 kilometers, fantastic. Every day I can choose in another route. And if you are moving alone through such a wood, you receive not only the freshness of the air and the greens and the fantastic colors now in autumn. If I'm looking out, it's impossible to describe with a few words the different sorts of greens and reds and yellows and so on. It's fantastic. Normally you must become a painter then. It looks, if I look out of the window, it looks similar like this. If you have a look and you can identify this. This is normally in the morning hours, it's already, I put it in the waste pool, but I left it to show you. This is what we bring with this machine. I hope you can see our champion juicer. This is, we have more than one, but this one, the original package comes from Lodi, California, and about 3 kilos carrots and all the compost. This is going in directly into the compost. Okay, but bring it here. If you choose to make a smoothie, and this is very popular wherever you look around, and they believe they're doing something for their health. And this is what I want to say. If you move through the wood, you come to good ideas and to questions what's happened with all the wonderful themes in the videos, which results, I personally, not the persons who are looking to this. The politicians, okay, it takes time that they believe that we have to change many things. But every intelligent human has a chance to change his own life, its own life, in a better world, in a healthier world, personally. And then automatically becomes, as I always wrote, as I on the healthy road, yes, I wrote to everyone in thousands, 100,000 times. At first, your personal budget recover, and then all the public budgets recover. Because if all the people becoming healthier, they don't need the doctors, they don't need the hospitals. And my wife is active here, so in the elderly people, yeah, unbelievable stories of, yeah, tragic we could say, but in parts for sure amazing for people with black humor or so. If people are driving a Porsche and have another one in a garage, in their brain, if they're talking with a doctor, and next day they coming in flying directly from South Africa, etc. So it's amazing, but thousands and hundreds of thousands are becoming older and older and older. If they are 60, 70, 80, wonderful, thank you. Pharmaceutical industry, yeah, wonderful. But they are all, we call it Alzheimer's, they are all dements, yeah? Yeah. They don't know really what's happened. Fantastic, thank you, yeah? And if they would have fed themselves with this, because this is only the juice out of that. This is the juice, the best juice you can imagine. This juice is a combination of carrots, spinach, a lot of salads, greens, chlorophyll. It's nearly the atoms like our blood. So it's so important to have such vegetable juices. This is not a therapeutical combination, but if we do it therapeutically, look into the internet. I have prepared 200 plus minus in German and 180 or similar in English with some receipts of my Manhattan juice therapy from A to Z. And the best is a playlist on daily motion. And if you're looking there for your illness and problem you have, and you may have one problem, and even if you are too fat, you can and you must be fat, because 2/3 of all the populations are meanwhile are too fat, means ill. So look into Daily Motions playlist. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing this today again, talking about what kind of result you take out of my work, out of my hard work to you. I earn nearly friendly, for sure, reactions, but I earn also reactions that someone wrote anonym, for sure, anonymous, give you a bullet, yeah, give yourself a bullet. I give myself the best drink you can imagine. Cheerio, and health to all you who are interested in this. In a better life, you don't receive the endless life. It's impossible. Endless growing is impossible. Endless growing in our system is impossible. Opposite, we have to reduce all this. This was one of the best points in the last week discussion with Professor Wohlmeyer. He agreed totally with me. If I told my vision from my revolution to cut the half of all the state servants and then to pay only the half to these people and then to pay them for sure, as all the people in all countries receiving a world thaler. A world thaler which is in such a high that every single person can survive in a respectful life from that amount in their countries. In Germany, for example, 1,000 world thaler. In the USA, for example, 1,000 world thaler. In Mexico, 300 or 500. In Nicaragua, 250. In Cuba, 180 world thaler, controlled by the World Bank and not under pressures with the IWF and squeezing out the people. No, leave that out. We discussed that the finance control must be back in the hands of each country, for sure, under control of the World Bank, with the national bank, that money system. No interest system, although Professor Wohlmeyer said this is one regulative sins, but interest to interest and interest to interest, etc. This is a snowball that makes the world crazy, you know. And yeah, the world is crazy for sure, not only in the election campaign in North America between the one I call him a goofy DT. This is a funny person. And Hillary, okay, a shame why she has to go through this valley of idiocy and discussions. Why she had not the chance to have a discussion with a program. She had to defeat herself against an idiot, and then you have to use arguments for the idiot. So there is no room for a program. That's a problem. Yeah, but okay, doesn't matter. On the other hand, that America, North America's USA as a war war nation number one is no question. In together with the NATO, it's a horrible scenery if you see it very critical. But we can hope that this woman, the lady Hillary, will become in the next months the newest president. For this I cross a finger. Yeah. Actually, I use a joke in German. I don't know if it's function in the same value in English. For example, look, this is the Eiffel Tower. You see the model, and it's built with millions of rivets. And you know the meaning of the word rivets in German. It's the same as Niete. So it's the same as you are meaning a flop, a washout, a loser. So if I say it now, do you know the difference between the Eiffel Tower and your government, or your next neighbor's company, or whatever, German Telecom, or you can take everyone. You can take every great international company with now this explanation. You know the difference between these? At the Eiffel Tower they use the biggest rivets down. You see? And I have to explain sometimes to people, they are wondering, and yeah, your company or in your government are the biggest rivets on top, the biggest flops or losers. You know what I mean? So this is why I had this in the decoration from the German little issue this morning. It was important for me to have this discussion with Professor Wohlmeyer, because for me the easiest way for this world to come to a better world is to diversify, or to let take part everyone in this world, every human, out of this rich world, out of this rich planet, to take advantage out of this, and not a few or a handful of people squeezing out all the others. It's impossible. And one day, if this will not be changed, they will be awaking in a blood. And they will not awaken, they were laying in a blood river or lake. Yeah, very sure. I'm very sure. I want to have a soft revolution. So in this case, it stops the war, I can say, with a word of my then 15 years old son. 20 years ago, he made that song I bring now here in, Stops the War. And Stops the War is that most important message, even in Colombia, yeah? And he earns, the president, as a state servant, such an honor as a Nobel Prize. I believe such prizes don't believe in the hands of state servants. They have only to do what we want that they have to do, or what they have to do, and to follow our ideas. So for that, this person has not the right to take such an honor. Other peoples must receive, even if it's necessary to have always medals and such events, etc. But okay, the old Nobel had the idea, and they made out of their whatever they earn every year out of their old really important business. They make such an, with interest, I guess, they get these high prize amounts every year. So for me, this has to stop. It must be stopped. Stop the war, right here.
Stop the war. Stop the war in the street. Stop, delay the world war. We don't need a war anymore. We don't need wars anymore. We don't need war anymore.
to stop the war. We are just a few minutes. Be so good. Think about the manifesto I've sent you, or if not, I could send you via email from Professor Wohlmeyer. He created, or he wrote between 2012 and 2014 his manifesto. And the manifesto included, if I print it out in the German version, 7 pages, DIN A4. And this old man, well-known and respected man, has put his thoughts, compromise on that. And I've sent it already in English, in 10 languages. And I can repeat, not every single word must be signed by you, but it's more than an idea. It's a basic line to follow. We have to reconstruct the finance system, for example. If we follow my a bit more revolutionary ideas that we have to throw away or to put out the 50% of the state servants, we received a lot of taxpayers wasted money. Yeah, so we receive that kind of money. Yeah, so we don't have to pay it in taxes. So if we pay all the people in every country out of their possibilities, not with the currency of that country, with a world thaler currency based on that structure, each country different for sure. But if you are living in that country, you cannot go with a high budget from German, believing I go now to Laos and make there a big hello. No, if you are living in Laos, you receive only the 120 world thaler, if it's the amount we need there to live without any problem. That's the basic idea in my revolution. So if you have questions, please be so good, send me. I can only send you in your language you want to see that. He has so wonderful examples comprised, but it said always what I've said in all the 500 and now meanwhile I guess 80 little videos. I'm wondering that most of the people going to YouTube, although I always proclaim go to Daily Motion, doesn't matter, but the playlists on Daily Motions are the better ones and clearer, and there you find what you want to look. I can only lay on in your hands and in your brain, go to the Manhattan Juice Therapy, my juices, and there is the best you can imagine for your own health. Outside here on the terrace is sitting now a little dog. Is wondering why she's sitting here, because the other entrance of the house she could go in where she left and go out. Doesn't matter, I hope it disturbed not this little video. I want to say thank you for your attention. It was a must to say these short words today. Ask for the manifesto from Professor Wohlmeyer. If you haven't received it, I can send it to you. Again, it's not important to agree in all points with this, but it could bring the world in a better direction. You know, it takes time for sure. That was the reason why I asked what we take out of all these many videos and how can I see it. It's not so easy to be pleased then with the result. If you're becoming older, probably you are impatient. Could be. Cheerio to your health and all the best for you next time, I guess, out of the streets from Cuba again. Bye.